This is a case of an extremely aggressive short-term competitive threat in the pharmaceuticals industry. This is a seasonal product. That chart there is how much of the product they would expect to sell over 15 weeks of the peak sales season for the product. And this would be starting in March and going on to August, I think that is. They have the only product for this complaint. But early in March, they learned that their one major competitor has just got approval for a product that is just as good as their product. And they know that their competitor will be launching that competing product at week 5. We know that because they've held a launch conference and they've told all their salespeople that that's what they're going to do. So what's going to happen here? Well, we are definitely going to lose sales. There is no upside to this case. We are definitely going to lose sales. But this is a really important product to us, and we want to minimize that loss rate. So what we want to figure out is how to minimize that loss of sales. Here is the model that we end up with, and this model was built in about an hour with the general manager responsible for this business. How can we do it in an hour? Well, because it's his business, he knows all these numbers. He's just got them in his head. He works with them every day. So the item I've highlighted up there at the top left is the profit that we made from this product. The blue line at the start of the chart is the profit that we will make up to the point when our competitor launches. The red line is what we would have made if the competitor did not launch. The little blue line is what we fear will happen if the competitor captures our customers. So if you just go back through the causal relationships there, where you get to is you get to that stock. That stock is the stock of physicians. It's a population of physicians who take this product and sell it to their patients. This is an unusual drug because it is a drug that doctors directly sell to their patients. It doesn't happen for almost any product. This is one where it does. The chart you can see for the number of physicians there is actually the red line is what we fear will happen to the number of physicians. The blue line is showing what the simulation predicts will happen given the numbers that we've got in the model. So that's step 2 of the process. Step 3 is, what are the flows doing? Well, for that stock of physicians to decline at that rate over that period of time, that chart underneath the thick green flow arrow is what must happen to the loss rate of physicians. So why does that happen? Well, it happens because our competitor has got 50 salespeople. They can make 50 sales calls per week on our physicians. 80% of those will likely succeed in capturing our physicians because they're coming in at a low, low price. And as we lose more and more physicians, there are fewer physicians left to lose, so the loss rate drops away simply because they've won. We're not losing any more because they've already won. So that's the flow draining that stock. Now, how do we do this in practice with the CEO? Well, have a whiteboard, and we put that first item up there, which is the profit on sales. Where does that come from? It comes from the revenue minus the cost. That's the 2 small items linked to the first item. Then you say, where do sales come from? Sales come from the number of physicians multiplied by the sales rate per physician. That's the prescription rate that the physicians usually make. It's a well-established, mature product. We know what the prescription rate is. So we do that on the whiteboard. You can very quickly put this straight into software because the person you're working with immediately understands what you're doing and can engage with the model. We also have the decisions driving that flow rate. And one of those decisions is the price we choose to set, and the external factor driving that flow rate is the price that our competitor sets. So the difference between those two is the price gap. The price gap determines the competitor's call success rate, and that determines the loss rate of physicians. So we charge 50, We expect them to come in at 40, that's their normal discount against our price. So how far down do we have to reduce that our price from 50 towards 40 to slow that loss rate enough without giving away all our profits? That's the tension here, that's the balance that we're trying to achieve. Now, I mean, you might take a kind of game theoretic approach to this. The problem is that there are many, many rounds in this game, and there are other factors that come into play. So this model, you can find this at the link there. It's sdl.re/bmpharma4a. This model is very easy to use. If you want to play with it, just go there and play with it. That model was just the first step in a rather more complex model that we built. That took a whole day rather than 1 hour. That model included things like the demotivation of the competitor sales force when they start to realize that they're not winning positions as fast as they thought they were. It includes things like the product requires refrigeration. So if our sales force go and sell the doctors 4 or 5 weeks of advanced product demand, we fill the fridge up so that when the competitor sales force go there, they can't sell the product because the fridge is full. And it includes factors to do with mistakes that the competitor made in their claims about the product. So you go to the doctor and you say, yeah, our competitor's product may be fine, but you do realise, don't you, that they say the product can do this, but it actually can't. If you think that all sounds a bit kind of vicious and evil, well, it is, but that's the reality of competition in this market. And the competitor has done exactly the same things in other product markets.